Today we are at Universal Islands of Adventure and we are spending the day in Seuss Landing. Walking into Seuss Landing is basically like walking into one of the classic Dr. Seuss books. And this is Islands of Adventure's version of a children's area of the park, which is awesome because whenever I was little, I loved Dr. Seuss books. So coming here really does immerse you into Seuss Landing. So if you didn't know, Dr. Seuss actually illustrated 45 stories, and most of which you can find something relating to those here in the land. What's actually really interesting about this land in the history of Universal itself is that this is actually where they began construction on Islands of Adventure back in 1997. I'm dying right now. It's the Grinch. Hi. It's nice to see you both. Has your heart not gotten bigger yet? You like my buns? Yeah? I like yours. Oh, am I supposed to go like this? So next we are going to the Cat in the Hat attraction, and in this attraction you can climb into your couch car and ride through the book. Who hasn't wished they could disappear into a Dr. Seuss story? Well, here you can. Grab a seat and swerve this way and that way through one of Dr. Seuss's most beloved classics. Each scene has been vividly recreated with colorful characters and crazy motion as you twist from one room to another. While the mischief mounts inside to house the Cat in the Hat, the one thing and two thing make quite a mess. There are bumps, there are thumps, and things going crash. And be cautious. Mr. Kringlebine reminds us that any minute, Mother will be home. One thing that's actually really cool about the queue is that if you don't really know the story, if you can read along the walls, it kind of reads you the story. So then that way when you get on the attraction, you know what's going on. So we just finished riding the Cat in the Hat, and then we checked out the store Cats, Hats, and Things. The ride was cute. It's definitely just like you're going through the story, and it does whip you around in there a couple times, but something that is really cool back here behind the store, and it's kind of hidden. You think you're about to go like in a backstage area. You don't. This is like a little seating area, and then they have the egg. This is kind of a Dr. Seuss legendary photo opportunity here. If you don't know what this egg is from, it is from Horton and the Egg. And it actually gives you the little, story up there on that plaque. And if you know from the story, Horton basically sits on the egg and keeps it warm. So this is your opportunity to volunteer and warm the egg. This here is the Carousel, because we're in Seuss Landing. And this is actually a merry-go-round from the mind of Dr. Seuss. Not only can you climb aboard a creative cast of Dr. Seuss characters, you can make their eyes blink, ears wiggle, and heads turn. The Carousel was the first carousel of its kind to feature characters like this that you can control. And it is really awesome. You can animate them by pulling on their reins or pushing on the levers on their necks. If you look way up top, you can see Horton Hears a Who from Horton and the Egg. Little ones and adults alike will love the Seussian twist on this classic attraction. love this carousel so much because it is so colorful and so pretty. Oh, I couldn't quit smiling the whole time. It's like the classic carousel, but it's just so different. I love it. No trip to Seuss Landing is complete without visiting the Lorax. This is actually one of my favorite movies. We actually just watched it last night. So, of course, you have to stop here and come see the Onceler's house. You can actually walk around through it. Not really through it, but on the outside of it. And then there's a big forest of the trees back there. I love it. Even though it's just a small little area here, this like made my day. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish is where you can steer, spin, and swoop in a silly loop. You can climb inside your very own Dr. Seuss flying fish. It is equipped with an easy-to-use control that lets you maneuver up, 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 and down, 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 just like they say when you're on the attraction. Now, as you gently glide around, there are fountains, and these aren't just any fountains. They're in Seuss Landing, after all, so of course they're going to squirt to the musical rhyme. So make sure you pay attention to the words because you never know what'll happen.
So we just got done riding one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, which is very similar to Dumbo or Magic Carpets, and you gotta be careful because you can get wet. Like, if you're not careful, really wet.
The high in the sky Seuss Trolley train ride is a gentle journey above Seuss Landing, and boy are the sights beautiful. As you wait to board this slow-moving trolley, you'll be treated to a retelling of the Sneetches. Then sit back and relax as you wind your way above the imaginative buildings and the rides of Seuss Landing. There are two different tracks actually, so depending on the day and depending on the time, you may end up going a completely different route. One of the tracks actually takes you through the Sneetches story, and the other track, the track that we actually took, takes you all around Seuss Landing and kind of gives you the ABCs of all the Dr. Seuss stories. I loved being able to see Seuss Landing from above. It sort of reminded me of the People Mover, but the Seuss Landing version. It was wonderful. I honestly wish it was longer because I just loved being up there and looking at the park from above and being able to see everything. It was so cool. I loved it. So we've actually rode all of the attractions now in Seuss Landing, so we're just gonna kind of check out some of the shops, and we are gonna get something to eat here after bed. I need this. So if you didn't know, whenever I was little, I used to always like hat and sunglasses that matched like this. Except I would get the sunglasses sometimes that would like flip up, so they were glasses with the sunglasses over top. That was my style back in the day. Cindy Lou Who. I think I need the robe. Right here on Mulberry Street in Seuss Landing, you can actually see the main man himself, Dr. Seuss. He's right up there in the middle between those two other guys. You made my day. Yes, you. But I watched your movie last night. Oh, my heart. Listen, I have a soft spot for the Lorax. Ah, I just met him. I'm dying right now. I also love the Grinch. So meeting the Grinch earlier and then meeting the Lorax now. Ah, day is made. Just past the entrance of Seuss Landing, you can find two stubborn Zacks who refuse to move out of each other's path. They've been standing off since anyone can remember, so naturally the world was built around them. And like I said, this is where ground broke at Islands of Adventure. So for lunch today, we are eating at Circus Burgerkus because we're in Seuss Landing, so we gotta eat here too. For my meal, I got the pepperoni pizza combo, which comes with a Caesar salad, and it's actually a pretty decent sized portion of Caesar salad. And let me tell you, the pizza is actually a quarter of a whole pizza. So basically like two large slices put into one. It looks really good though. I'm excited to eat. And since we have our annual passes back, we decided to get ourselves a universal refillable cup. So day of purchase, you get free refills, and then from then on, it can be free refills on water, or you can pay for refills every time you come back.
All right, so for my meal, I got the 3-piece fried chicken platter, which comes with corn on the cob, mashed potatoes, and gravy. It looks fantastic. There's also a biscuit there. We were a little unsure about the options to choose from, but once we got inside, we actually could smell the food and see the food. We're actually pretty excited to try it. I'm excited to try it. It looks really good.
This was pretty good counter service food. I thought that the portion sizes were huge. So this is definitely an option for you to share with somebody else. Like that pizza was technically like 2 slices in one. So we could have shared that and had the salad and then our drink, and we would have been pretty full for lunch because I didn't even finish the pizza. And then Josh's chicken, you could actually get a 2-piece chicken, but he got the 3-piece, and then it came with a bunch of sides, so it was a lot of food. So it was actually about $30 for the 2 of us, and then plus we got our cup, so that was an additional price. We could have saved half of that if we would have just shared all of our food instead.
So the 3-piece chicken, fried chicken meal was pretty good. The mashed potatoes and the gravy were a little bit of a miss as far as like seasoning goes. They were very, very bland. But they have some salt and pepper packets up there if you want those, but again, portion size wise, like Taylor said, easy to get one of these meals and then just split it between 2 people. The 3-piece fried chicken, if it's like you, like mom, dad, and a kid, you could probably split that between all of you. It would probably still be more than enough food, in my opinion, because it's a lot. And again, yeah, we didn't finish it, but it's a good option for in here. This is, I mean, Dr. Seuss Land is like the kids' place, so, you know, good options. Pizza, chicken fingers, burgers, things that kids will eat. And also, if you are an annual pass holder, which we are, we used our discount. So we actually saved ourselves about $7, which was nice.
Did you notice on the carousel that whenever it starts to slow down, the music starts to slow down to like this? Okay, anyway. One of my favorite things about the whole entire land is that if you pay attention, you will notice there's like no straight lines anywhere. Like a perfectly straight line. Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. And that's because Dr. Seuss in his illustrations was known for using his curved and slanted lines and nothing really straight. Everything was a little wonky. So here at Universal, they took that concept and brought it to life here in the park. There aren't straight lines anywhere. Everything is so curved and crazy, and even like in the queues, the rails and everything. Everything's curvy and slanted and crazy. So I think that's pretty much gonna do it for us today here at Seuss Landing at Universal Islands of Adventure. This place is awesome. It is so immersive into the Dr. Seuss books. And it's actually funny because I've been here before, not as an annual pass holder, but as a child. Not long after this place opened, we came to Disney every year, and then one year my family decided we were coming to Universal. This was basically the only place I could ride attractions at the time, so I do remember riding the one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, and the Carousel. Since living in Orlando, we have actually never rode any attractions here. So today was the first time we did that. I was so excited to do this. I have been dying to come over here and just spend some time in the land and not worry about, oh, what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do next? And just have a fun time exploring Seuss Landing. So let us know, have you ever been to Seuss Landing here at Universal Islands of Adventure?